because I know you guys anyway, like you are my friends, and like we know each other from music community scenes. Like it also made it so much easier to just be authentic with you guys, to be really honest with my like what I was thinking, and not feel like I had to hold back or say anything, because I know that we'd all just like have a laugh about it, or we'd be able to I could just be and like express myself fully through the album because of that.
Yeah, hold it up. Hold it up. And let me
Just keep floating. Just keep floating. Action!
No, sorry. Do just clap, please. No, please. No. It does need to be a pretty clear. I'll do it.
Bloody good clap there.
Well rehearsed.
Okay.
Troi, can you please introduce the album? Hold on, we'll come back to that. How did you three end up working together?
Well, we worked on a previous album, which was the acoustic album, and initially it was just going to be me and Troi working on it, and then we weren't sure about the gear we were going to use.
It was a fateful gig, wasn't there?
Yes, fate
The
brought us
Globe Tower,
together. It
yeah,
was a
St.
beautiful collision of talents, And he happened to be in the restaurant where we were,
Sitting next to these two
us,
guys.
talking about
and
what equipment.
Me and you were like, oh, what should we do? Like, we use the equipment from the horn, and think you.
I was literally just listening to all of this in my head. I was like, when do I come in now?
Yes, he was waiting.
And as soon as I finished, I was like, so guys, just don't worry about it. Just I'll bring the gear.
I've got the gear.
And you were like, can I be involved? And we were like, yeah, 100%. You can be involved. You're like, I've got this equipment and this equipment and that equipment, and me and Bill were like, game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so we did that first one.
Yeah, we did that. Rivers of the Mind. That was
full live album.
Basically acoustic live.
That was acoustic.
No additionals. Just getting performances, getting the sound, a bit of editing, a bit of audio titivation, and so this one was going to be an expansion on that, I think.
Yeah, well, so essentially I went away on a 6-month solo trip to Southeast Asia after that album, after Rivers of the Mind. And during my travels, I brought my guitar with me and I wrote quite a few songs whilst I was there. And when I came back, I think I saw you, like the first time I saw you, the first thing you said to me was like, so when are we recording that next album then? And I was like, hell yeah, like when are we recording that next album? And that's how it all began.
That's how it began.
This is the album. It's called Let the Wild Things Grow. And this one's a lot more produced. Rivers of the Mind was just me in a hall singing acoustically with my guitar, just live. And but this one we put a lot more instrumentation on and just got kind of experimental, and got featured artists on it. Well, I've got the didgeridoo on it. That's pretty experimental.
Got didge.
Yeah, it was kind of a bit of world music, some of the folk influences, and also just kind of, I think the thing was to expand instrumentally on some of the songs, but retain a certain amount of the acoustic core of what she does, because you've got to take it out and promote it. And if you're promoting as a solo artist and you've got an album that's all totally arranged and dressed up and everything, it's probably not going to reflect you. So I think the idea was to embellish the songs but keep it fairly simple. And just accentuate the characteristics of each song. So, I mean, we started out that, and by that time you'd had 9 songs, didn't you?
Yeah, 9 songs as in, like, I'd written them acoustically, like that I had the structure of the song, which I brought to the table. But yeah, that was one of my big things when I came. I was like, I really don't want it to sound too dissimilar from when I play live, because that's what I do a lot, and that's what I enjoy, and I really want people to feel like it's a similar-ish experience and it's not too different. So
how many tracks are on the album?
So there's now 12. Is that 12?
Yeah, there's 12.
Because we sort of got a certain amount of the way into it, and the songs were kind of taking shape, and I heard Troi playing some acoustic guitar on her own, and I thought, oh, hang on a moment, because she's a very good guitarist. She's got all the finger picking and the tuning down and everything, and I don't know whether it was like a piece you already had or an improvised thing or something or other.
The end one ended up being... Oh, you mean when you heard her?
Right. Yeah, I think so. What occurred to me was we could make it. Having an album with 9 songs is my idea is that anyone can do an album with a bunch of songs and you stick them together and you put stuff on them and that's it. But I thought we could explore the idea of the theme of travel, and I thought it might be an idea to bookend the album with an instrumental intro, and then maybe have like an instrumental in the middle to kind of give some space to the songs but also establish atmospheres. So
I didn't realise that was like inspired by the travel theme. That was
it's sort of, yeah, but it was also inspired by hearing you play guitar without singing, and I think if you're doing a bunch of songs which have quite a weighty theme, it's quite nice to have a little bit of space at certain points,
100%.
And also
because they're all quite lyrical. They're all quite lyrical songs as well, aren't they?
Absolutely.
And it gives that space.
Yeah.
It was a really good idea, and also like, I was surprised because I think I was slightly resistant to you when you suggested. You were
initially,
slightly.
you kind of went, oh right, okay, yeah, and then when we'd gone a bit further and nothing had happened, we'd just been focusing on the songs.
And you were like,
I asked again, and you sort of went, what? What?
I was just I think I just didn't believe in myself, really. Like, I didn't think that I would be able to come up with something like interesting or in the time frame that we were looking at. But then obviously that day that we did, we were just like, let's just put something down and I'll just improvise randomly and see whatever comes.
Well, we took the didgeridoo.
Oh yeah.
And we edited lots of the didgeridoo playing of different, because we had the didgeridoo samples, and there were different types of playing. So some of it was kind of smooth and quiet, and the rest of it was a bit more dramatic. And we did like about 9 minutes of didgeridoo, and then Troi improvised to that. And then we went through that and we selected, I think there were about 5 bits where there was some really nice, interesting playing, and we edited those, had a listen to those, and then we selected the 3 best.
Yeah.
And then we worked out maybe where they would go, and then we added little bits of sound effects, and we had the tongue drum, which I borrowed from a friend, and we had finger cymbals, we had bells and stuff. And a little bit of kalimba as well.
Yeah.
Got one of those African kalimba things.
And I really loved instrumentals.
I think it was such a great idea, Bill.
A good idea.
Yeah, because it like you say, it changes the album from being a collection of songs to this is a presentation of an album. And for those of us who like an album, and
it's got a flow to it.
It allows you to get lost in it.
Yeah.
And it presents like a trip from A to B instead of it just being here's 9 songs.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful.
So while
Gives
we're
it
on
depth.
the topic of songs, whether it be your favourite to listen to or your favourite to have created, what are each of your favourites from the album?
Someone's going off script.
I don't know. I'd have to think about it. You start.
And if you can't think of one, then just give me your favourite in the moment. What is your favourite right this second?
This is so hard.
Yeah.
I feel it's hard because I loved like different sections. I think Mother Earth comes to mind because I feel like it was the one that we started getting really randomly creative with, because I think we'd recorded the bass song at that point with the guitar and the vocals, and we were kind of like, what do we do now? And I think we just were like, we've got some cymbals, and then we were like, we think it should be dramatic because it's kind of like a dramatic song and wants to mirror the aspect of thunder and storm vibes, and then we just started
You had your Ocean's 11 pedal, which you just got.
Yeah.
So I think we started out with the songs, and we got the version, the takes that we wanted, and then the first thing we did was Troi overdub vocals, backing vocals, and then also the Ocean's 11. Is that Ocean or Ocean's 11? Ocean 11.
I think that's the film.
It's an effects pedal. Yeah.
Ocean 11 is the
It's
film.
over there, is it? Right.
Oh no, Ocean's 11 again.
And
bad.
so all the sounds that sound like strings and maybe synthesizer or
Shimmer.
or whatever,
Just
the
a
shimmer. That's all overdubbed Ocean 11 guitar.
It's a guitar pedal
Which
effect.
Troi did pretty much mostly herself. In fact, all of it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one little bit of me somewhere in that. I can't remember what it is. But
Yeah.
so that Mother Earth immediately suddenly came to life, didn't it?
Yeah.
And that was the point where you thought, oh yes, we
started getting
can
excited,
take
I think,
chances with
yeah.
it. We can chuck stuff at
Yeah.
it, and suddenly we had this very atmospheric track that was
Yeah.
very dramatic, which was
Yeah.
exactly what
And
song
I just
wanted.
loved that we started getting cymbals, and we were just like, let's just whack a cymbal here, and let's
Yeah.
get a chain and put the chain around the cymbal and see what that sounds like. And it was just super random, but I
And it
really
rocked.
loved. Yeah, I really loved
Yeah.
that part of it because it just became this experimental thing that was just happening in the moment, just by ideas and excitement rather than like a structured plan. And
Yeah.
that felt organic, and I really liked that organic approach, I think.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that, I always say if I'm recording with people, it's good to have some kind of idea of what you're looking for, but also it's not to get too fixated. You've got to make it you've got to give it a sense of discovery.
Yeah.
So you've got to surprise yourself and be energized and enthused by it. But if you've got everything planned out,
Yeah.
it's a bit, you're just colouring in really. You're
Yeah.
not dramatising the songs.
Yeah.
So as soon as we started doing that, that was the first one where the song suddenly gained some drama.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
And
good.
that's why you hired Bill.
This is exactly your
Wow.
the
Yeah.
great approach that you brought to the whole thing and was very needed.
A bit of spontaneity is good.
Yeah, big
definitely,
picture
yeah.
thinking also.
Yeah.
What about you, Bill? What song do you reckon?
I was well, we were rehearsing and I was enjoying Vicarious Living actually. Yeah. Yeah.
Got some good bass parts on that, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that one. But I like them all.
We brought in the what was it? The John Martin bass style kind of.
Yeah. Well, originally there wasn't
wanted
going to be
to do a
electric
double
bass
bass,
on it.
didn't
We
we?
wanted a double bass,
But it was nowhere to be found.
that didn't transpire. So
Yeah.
eventually, I just went, okay, let's try some stuff. I didn't work anything out beforehand, so everything I did was just what happened on the day with Troi commenting on what she liked and didn't like.
Don't like
and,
that,
yeah,
like
don't
that.
like. No,
Stop playing
yeah,
that.
Exactly. Thank you. And so they're kind of quite. I kept them as simple as possible. Just rhythmic underpinning, a little phrase here, a little phrase there, just to keep the guitar the focus of it, but just to underpin it and give it a bit of momentum.
And you did something really nice to kind of get a different effect. You put tissue in the bass or something?
Yes.
Dampened
Yeah, a
the-
bit of bog roll wrapped
dampened
around the
the,
strings down by the bridge, and it deadens it a bit so that it doesn't sustain so much. So you get that kind of doo, the note dies, which is what a double bass would do. It wouldn't sustain so much. So it gave it a kind of woody sort of feel to it.
A Woody Harrelson vibe to it.
Yeah.
What about you, Santi?
I think I'm gonna go for Space Sail.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a damn great song, but also that whistle just
Yes.
transcended the song.
Which was the last?
sunk
It was
into-
the last.
Was it
track
literally
to
the
be,
last bit?
Yeah,
that
it
we
was
actually
the
got
last
recorded?
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it
For
was
for a long time we were.
There was going to be a flute on it, but that didn't transpire. And then you suddenly remembered your
Yeah.
You had a friend,
friend.
and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
so we started to figure it out. We sent him the song,
Yeah.
and then maybe like a month or so, like after you got the recordings, you send them over, and then I was tasked with sort of like going through like 13 takes or something like that. So I just went through them and I tried to piece something to be able to show these guys basically.
Yeah. So essentially,
It immediately sounded great.
And then it was an instant. This
he
is
nailed it
spot
so
on,
much.
yeah.
It's so good. Shout out to Colin Manson. He really has done an amazing part on the whistle. And I'd heard him play. He's a songwriter himself, and writes really beautiful music. And I've seen him play live a few times before. And he normally starts a set with like this folky whistle part. And I remember, like, as we were writing, I knew I had like these instrumental sections in Space to Sail when I was writing it, and I was like, I knew I wanted something like a folky whistle in this section. And then when I thought of him, and I remember emailing him like, do you happen to maybe like potentially want to like write a part? And he was super keen, which is really nice. And he literally, what he came up with was basically spot on.
Yeah,
but I think what we asked him to do, I think we did this with all the featured artists. The plan was to get them to just record a load of different takes so that we could kind of cut and paste it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Make it suitable.
Which that was where your job.
Which is what we did, yeah. So I basically put all that he had done, basically all the way through the song. I sent it to these guys, and then these guys were like, right, we want it here, we want it there, we don't want it at the beginning, and then that's it. We sort of tailored it a bit, and it's just so good.
So good.
It's great.
It's
I
just
mean,
that
it
sweet
retains,
spot
it
of
retains that kind of performance feel. You know, it doesn't sound like it's a series of overdubs. It just sounds very integrated, and there's some fabulous playing on that. It's great.
And I got my brother on cajon on that as well, and
he's on about 3 tracks, isn't he?
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And Jack Hodgeston. I always never know if I get his name right. Also played the mandolin on that one as well. That was
right.
Yeah, you're like, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, but there's all that. But the first stuff that came from outside was the brilliant piano tracks. That's Daniel, isn't it?
Yeah, Daniel Hodge. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So three of the tunes have got really excellent piano, beautifully played.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, we really enjoyed playing with each other whenever we did some gigs, and yeah, I'm really glad that he has a few. Yeah, I've managed to get him on the album and play some of his piano. Yeah, I can't remember all the ones. Just Keep Floating, I think was.
Just Keep
them.
Floating. Recently.
Orchid Awakening.
And Orchid Awakening.
Oh, and then recently we also have a cello part. We got
yeah.
Ian Davidson to again, similar thing. He just recorded some takes, and then we
edited
it, moved a couple of phrases here and there, and just because we didn't want it to. There was already the piano in there, so we wanted it to kind of mix with the piano, and not sort of
deter.
Yeah, get in the way. So it took a little bit of editing, but I think it came out really, really nice. Yeah.
And the other feature was Dave Crugen doing Didgeridoo on the instrumentals and Mother Earth, and that's all the featured outside of us, because then you did bass and you did like synthy things.
Yeah, I did some things.
He's on the old
Yes. I noodled on the noodles.
Which is very subtle, but it just lifts things at
Just
certain
a little
points. Just
a little sugar here.
Yeah.
Are these all the technical terms? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, how many houses did you record at?
That's
how
a
long
great
did this album
question.
take to record?
It's a very specific question, yeah.
3 houses. If we don't count your house in Welling, where we
That's
did the
true.
OG
That's so true.
demos. We laid down the demos. We went around
That's right.
your house.
Yeah.
The old house.
Fridge tapes.
Yeah, the fridge.
Yeah.
tape.
Fridge takes. And then we were discussing, can we do it here? And I was like, the fridge is too loud, guys.
Yes.
We do not need fridge on this album.
We couldn't hear it.
It's not
Santi could
This
hear
is
it.
Not that
this is
experimental.
The sound engineer.
Santi's super ears
Super
could
ears.
only hear the fridge.
Instantly, I was like,
Yes.
fridge.
Yeah.
So,
Could you tell what model it was from the
of course,
sound? Yeah.
1974 Smeg. And it was red.
Yeah.
Was it?
Ah,
But
yeah.
then after that, we moved over to the house Jack and I were living in, and we basically did most of the recording there.
Mm-hmm.
All of the main guitars were recorded there. Most of the first sort of round of throwing stuff on it and overdubs were done there.
And that was like winter 2023.
23.
Yeah, and it was
You were all
cold.
wrapped up.
Oh no, really cold.
Yeah,
like-
because there's no.
and I remember some of the like guitar, because it was like really finger picking, and you guys had really bad central heating.
Oh no,
and
I
like-
don't think there was.
There
central
wasn't.
heating.
There was
Yeah,
wasn't central
It was
heating.
just a lack
And
of-
my guitar, I remember like it was really hard to play because of it.
Didn't we
Yeah.
bring in the radiator and literally
Yeah.
put it right next to you?
Then
like
you had to
your,
turn it off like any time
Yeah.
we started recording because you couldn't have the sound in it. And this is what happens when you don't go to a professional studio and you do home recordings. But
wasn't it fun?
It's all part of the fun.
Yeah.
I had a great time. Memories. Look at these beautiful memories. Yeah.
So, and then after that, Jack and I moved again, and then so the third house, was it the third? No, that was the second house. So there we basically finished the album.
Yeah.
Mostly finished the album. We did most of the last overdubs. That's when the external overdubs were coming in. We overdubbed it.
Yeah.
And that's another great part of the whole process, 2024.
And that was the opposite of the cold.
Yes.
Because this was in the conservatory, which then got really, really hot.
Yes, really hot.
That's just so funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then basically
Like
after
going to
that,
Ireland, really.
and then after that, you went traveling again, and that sort of gave us time to sleep on it, listen to it all, and just think on it, sleep on it. And then when you came back,
Then Troi changed the track listing.
And then that's a good point.
The order of the songs.
I personally like the order of the songs.
No, you're right.
prefer
You're
it.
absolutely right. It's great. But at the time,
I don't remember the order.
I think I messaged you and I didn't even give you. I didn't ask you. I was just like, I'm changing
Yes.
that. I'm changing the
Yeah,
track listing
okay.
order. You were like, oh.
Which is when actually we
Don't make decisions without me, Troy. It's dangerous.
Because we changed the order, then the sound of certain songs seemed to not quite work so well. So Keep On Floating suddenly required additional stuff, and that's when it acquired the bass and the electric guitar.
Yeah, this is how you snuck some more bass in. Yeah, and
blessing
more
in
instruments.
disguise.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to move it there, and we're going to have to put more fucking bass there as well, you know.
I think that's an opportunity for some more
Yes,
bass.
exactly.
I think.
Yes. And then also,
So then those last few overdubs were done on the third house, which was the house I moved to. After we got kicked out of our house.
Yes.
And then that's it. And then we mixed it. And
Well, there was
The
little
world
bits.
had it.
There was the little transitionals. We added, your synthesizer and the bingle bongles and stuff. Well, that was
think that
your
would have
place
done
mostly.
the
Yeah.
conservatory. And
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you really want to go and add another house to it,
Let's do it.
there was a very small section. The one you're living in now, the one in the house share that you.
No, that's the one I'm talking about.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how.
That's the last things we did. That wasn't
Yeah.
they were there.
She's confused.
She remembers.
Too many houses.
So yeah, a lot of houses.
I personally really enjoyed this because I felt like the roles were very clear in the process, and as a recording engineer and I guess producer, I was able to focus on the recording side of it, whilst Bill was able to focus on the overall, the overview.
Yeah, I mean,
And then Troi was able to just be.
I tried to move it along.
Yeah.
I think, and that Santi's very good at all the technical stuff, and
Very detail
and it
oriented.
was all covered, so that was great. I tried to move it on and simplify the process, not to get too hung up on something. If it wasn't working, let's move on.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think if Bill wasn't there, I do think that
We probably
We-
would still be recording this
we'd
album.
still be recording this album.
There was one
Not
bit,
my fault though.
My favourite bit was the one where I think we had. It was the one where your brother had put the cajon on, but it was very improvised. And
Was that what I said in the
these two
intro?
got very fixated on one little bit of playing, and we're trying to make a rhythm out of that and put that in there, and they kept on moving it around, and it worked. It worked there, but it didn't work in this bit, and then they moved it around. And they were so into it, I just sat there and I didn't participate because I just thought it's not going to work.
You'd
it's
lost
not
us
gonna
by
work.
that point.
I'd lost-
I think
they were lost in a trance of, wow, this is great, this is never, but it never worked wherever they moved it. And then we got to the end of the session, and I said, okay, well, that's it now. Let's leave it till tomorrow. And then the next day I came in, and I brought my bass along, and they were like, okay, so we've got to sort that cajon out. And I went, no, mute the cajon, right, mute the cajon.
Party
And
pooper,
I
this
put
guy.
the bass part down, and that distracted us enough so that we had a bass part which actually affected the rhythm and showed where the cajon should be. So then we went back to the cajon, and then we found a nice bit that fitted with the bass. But it was the bit where every time they moved this bit of cajon, it sort of worked.
It got better and better, didn't it?
We got more and more fixated. Is what happened,
Yes.
and we were just like zooming into this hole, and like
chasing the phantom.
Because this happened multiple times during the album, but I think normally you're able to pull us out, but for whatever reason that time or a couple of times,
I think it's because both of you were in it, and I thought, okay, well maybe I'm mistaken.
Let the kids play a bit.
So I'll let them. I'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
But I could see what was happening. It was just not working there, and it wasn't working there, and because I could see it needed a simpler part, but you got hung up on this little bit, which probably didn't
and you
get
were like,
ended up.
You come back to the wider vision. We're not going to hear this when the final mix, like such tiny detail.
Yes,
and this also makes me think of the whole piano situation as well, where we had the piano recorded and it was all in the mix, and then Santi was adamant that we should re-record the entire piano on a real grand piano.
Yes. I don't remember that.
Yes.
What?
You were saying, oh, we need to redo those piano parts with a proper piano. And we were kind of like, I think it sounds. Does it sound all right? Yes, it sounds all right. Sounds good.
So did you record it on a grand?
No. We the parts were great, and it sounds great. So I'm sure it would have sounded marvelous.
All right. Well, that's all right.
You're like, is it like make fun of Sunny Day? Like, okay.
All right. To conclude the question, though, the dynamic was great. I will say, like, I feel like we all had very clear.
At the end of the day, it was
roles.
kind of Santi was covering the technical stuff. I was overall kind of move it along. Let's not get too caught up in stuff. And it was Troy's album, so Troi
had the final say.
Has the final say, and that's.
But it was
that's
also
the written rule,
You were able to play and try things out. You would throw things past us.
100%. Yeah, it was so nice. And I think also what was really nice, because I know you guys anyway. Like, you are my friends, and like we know each other from music community scenes. Like, it also made it so much easier to just be authentic with you guys, to be really honest with my what I was thinking, and not feel like I had to hold back or say anything, because I know that we'd all just like have a laugh about it, or we'd be able to I could just be and like express myself fully through the album because of that. So that was also really nice.
And sometimes do that, go quiet, and then you knew that probably it wasn't working for her. And then she would say no.
You're like, and then people will be like, Troi, what do you think about this? And I'll be like quiet for a while.
Yes.
What are you thinking about this? And I'm like, yeah, no, I didn't like it. I think we should have just stuck with the first take. But I didn't like it. Yes. Or the other one that I always do is I need to hear it first. Like, I'm someone who really needs to hear it in the mix, and I can't imagine what it will be like until it's in there. So I'm like, can you just play it, whatever your idea is, so that I can hear it, and then I'll feel into it and feel like.
Sometimes it was go away and live with it, and come back. And if you're not happy with it, we'll definitely do it again. But if it seems like it's working, but you're not sure, you don't know, is to give it some time, and then you'll know. So
we managed to finish it, which is the clear sign.
And we didn't kill each other much.
Yet.
And I quite enjoyed singing under a whole load of duvets.
Yep.
Oh
that
yes,
was great.
Yes.
Nice
that was
makeshift.
our vocal booth.
That was a vocal
Vocal
booth.
booth.
Yeah. And we just like DIY'd that whole thing and just put a load of duvets just all.
I had like a clothes rack.
Oh yeah.
So I put that clothes rack in front of my wardrobe, and then I just hung a whole duvet on top of that, and then I hang on the sides. I put like 2 or 3 blankets on the sides, so then it just created a whole.
It was like a Bedouin tent, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. But honestly, thank God for all of your amazing skills and equiment with recording engineering stuff.
And I think another thing we did was also, I said, if we're putting stuff together and we're building a picture, let's not just dump stuff on the track and say, we'll mix it later. So we kind of mixed by increments as we went along, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's important, so we made sure that we'd go away with rough mixes, and we could say, actually that guitar needs to be a bit more fulsome, that needs to go up a bit, that needs to go down a bit of reverb on there. So we kind of mixed by increments as we went along, so that the final mixes weren't too kind of like
Okay.
change, too difficult, and it was changing the picture. I think the picture.
But also
kind
not
of,
getting hyper focused into
Yeah.
the mad mixing as
exactly,
well.
yeah.
Also important.
Yeah. Hyper focus.
What was it? The sentence for me of the album that concludes the whole album recording was,
Yeah.
"You're microscoping, guys.
Yes, looking at the detail instead
You're
of the whole
microscoping,
thing.
guys."
Oh, but
Getting
just one
fixated.
more. You're like, oh, okay.
I've only spent 45 minutes trying this. Come on, man. What are you talking about?
Like, let me just try one last thing, and then we'll
Yes.
stop. And
Another,
if this doesn't work,
another few days and we'll get it. I mean, with this, obviously, Troy's has the final say, so you subsume, you might have think, oh, it'd be nice if you did this and nice if you did that.
put tambourine on it, you mean?
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, tambourine.
No tambourine.
I like the way you make it sound totally absurd that there might be some tambourine.
I was like, absolutely no tambourine.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you have a different perspective when you're working on somebody else's stuff, and I think it's the same for you, Santi, isn't it? So say with the Bandits, you've got more of a say in what you're doing.
Yeah. Way more.
You're kind
sort
of
in
the director.
in the writing.
You're kind of in my shoes a bit, I guess, in the Bandits.
The Bandits,
aren't you?
yeah.
In my shoes, in the role of this, as sort of overseeing and directing and stuff like that. And yes, if I'm doing stuff on my own, then I'm a megalomaniac, and I don't have to worry about other people.
Yeah, worry about me.
Yeah.
And how does it feel for you, Troi? Obviously, you do solo stuff majority of the time, and then obviously this is a collaboration. How does that differ?
I love it, like, so much. Like, yeah, I just find it so much more fun to not have to just make all of the decisions by myself or like do everything, like, because normally I am self-sufficient in everything I'm doing, and I'm doing all the marketing, all the creations, all of the sort of like everything's my decision in a sense, whereas and that in its sense, I know I really like being able to bounce off other people and kind of feel like it's a collaborative project, and it's more exciting because then everyone's passionate about this final project together. So yeah, I'm a fan.
Well, clearly you were happy to have our feedback.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Bit of trust.
A little bit of trust. The artwork was taken in the New Forest, really spontaneous and random, and yeah, I got the feedback from these guys. Bill originally said like, oh, I should make it more like artsy or mystical, or like
Fantastical.
Yes. It's so funny because like the original design that I created, you were like, oh, maybe add some like animals or something in there, and I think like, oh, it just looked hilarious. So I think I showed you and you were like, that's not quite what I meant.
Does it come out a bit Disney or something?
Something. It just wasn't. Yeah,
it
wasn't
might be
the
a
vibe.
children's album or something.
Yeah, but I'm happy with this now. Like this time, I put more flowers and stuff on it. But yeah, all earthy sort of grounded stuff, because that's I mean, it's called Let the Wild Things Grow, and the whole point is
deluxe with a lyric booklet as well.
It is deluxe with a lyric booklet in here as well, as nice pictures from my travels and things.
Very nice, very well put together.
So
very green, it's very lush.
Yes, green, grounding, earthy vibes, which kind of goes with a lot of the nature themes of the songs and things. And if anyone wants to have any of these details of like ticket links or merch stuff, just any of the music videos, best probably to go to my website, which is troimusic.co.uk, TROI, mymusic.co.uk. Yeah.